Hi guys, welcome back to X2Z Garage, and in this episode we are going to be installing the new
spacer plate,
throttle body spacer plate and a
EGR
eliminator.
The kit came with a plug that doesn't fit the Fox body for some reason, even though the wiring harness was for a Fox body. The plug for the EGR wasn't. I ordered a EGR bypass plug to plug into it so you don't get the code and so the computer doesn't try to constantly adjust the fuel.
That's probably, well, we tried to start it before this video. Probably some of those clips will be inserted into the video where we try and start it and eventually start it, because I'm planning on that being a video. And it was not starting.
Well, it would start.
Yeah,
it would
just
like
die.
As soon as you try to give it any gas, it smelled like it's burning super rich. We took out the plugs, they were black as coal. So it means there's just too much fuel getting there.
We gapped the plugs, adjusted the timing, and yeah, that's as far as we got.
Plus we had the other issue of, I'll just walk over this side real quick. You're not going to see me, but you'll see the parts. When we had the mass air sensor hooked up, it basically ran from here straight across here. Well, this new spacer is only this thick instead of that thick, as he will show you. So that's going to drop this back quite a bit, and it's also going to eliminate this
What about there?
homemade EGR block-off plate that I made, which I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
It's sealed, but it'll give us more room. We won't have the mess of this sticking in here and these little vacuum caps and such. And that came with a bracket like this here, so we can still hook our throttle cable to. So that's what I'm going to work on tonight, or we're going to work on. And this is the plug that I'm going to have to rewire to the one that we got out of the Fox body. There's the new adapter plug plugged into it. It would not fit in this one. This is what came on the wiring kit from Painless. For whatever reason, this plug is not the same as the stock plug. So I'll wire that in, we'll get it set up, and then that'll tuck away underneath there so you won't have to see it anymore. And hopefully this thing will run right. If not, then we'll chase down the next rabbit hole. But Max is doing a heck of a job right now cleaning up the aftermath of the Metro, this pole barn. I mean, we had this rust and stuff everywhere. Had to get a whole new heater.
Yeah.
Because the other one, the combustion chamber over there on that has a big crack in it, so it was blowing out rock kerosene. We smelled like a fuel oil furnace for quite a while. But he's patching this up so that when we got another project to do, it's not such a mess. He can go show you what he's got left to do on his list, or what he's done so far. And I'm going to start working on this.
Yeah, we got it's still a 215,000 BTU heater. Just a little bit more modern looking, I guess you could say. I don't know. Basically, I'll just clean up all of this area here. Try and clean everything off this table. Get everything upstairs that needs to be Mustang parts wise. Collapse that table. We'll have a bunch more space. Clean this table off. Get rid of these templates from the Metro. On the Metro, this is what I have into it so far, because I do plan on selling it and hopefully getting a little bit back out of it. Yeah, got a total of not $141, I wish, $1,410. I picked up the paint in the clear yesterday. We're gonna try rattle bombs again. That didn't go super great with the tracker, but we're gonna do it again. Except I'm gonna do it over a course of days instead of just trying to force it into one day, and do a little bit more sanding in between. Yeah, that's probably gonna happen when it gets quite a bit warmer out. Unfortunately, we tried to fix the transmission issue for the third time last night. which is that stupid transmission control module. The issue is it not shifting on its own automatically, being you have to shift it down to 1, and 2, and 3 as you accelerate. Because if you put it in third or drive, it just stays in third, and it's gutless and is hard on the clutches. So I am not gonna buy a used transmission control module for $2,500. It is not worth it. And the next owner is just probably gonna have to live with it unless they want to do a manual transmission swap, which I thought about doing when I first bought the car, but as I realized this car's true value and I don't know, its overall cool factor, it's not worth it to me personally. I'd much rather put my money into a cooler classic car, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I gotta get my truck cleaned up and some other stuff that I have to do to that. So I'm gonna get to cleaning and Dad's gonna get to working and I'm gonna stop yapping.
We'll show you the after.
Yeah.
Alright folks, I've got that new kit installed. As you can see, this spacer allowed this to travel past the shock tower because we're gonna have that shock tower brace here. And it's gonna come back and swerve around this, but we didn't need this on top of there. And this is how much thinner this is, and I'll show you the old one. So this is the original, because it had water jackets that went around. But you can see how much further that would have pushed that out. So this made a big difference, and we got rid of this plate that I made. I rewired the EGR bias plug. It's in here somewhere, right? It's kind of just laying down there. So that's plugged in. We tried to start it, it just fires up, idles for a second, shuts down. So next step is to chase the next little rabbit until we get it all figured out.
Yep.
Could be some electrical input it's not liking, not enough grounds. Yeah, that's for hooking the computer to. When we hooked the computer to it, we weren't getting a lot of different codes, so.
Yeah.
But now that that EGR is out of there, we can hook the computer again and see if that EGR code cleared and what else might be there. Could also be this mass airflow sensor is not working right. I mean, we've got this in a kit that's probably, 20 years old. Has never been used, but that doesn't mean that that couldn't be an issue. But one by one, we'll pick it apart until we figure it out.
Yep. Got the pole barn pretty clean. Half decent.
What's excited about?
I mean, it definitely opened it up a bit, but. This is a Toro snowblower. It's a 2-stroke, a little 3-horse thing. Maybe I'll make a video on it to see if we can get it running. Yeah.
You really ever shown the Terrajet?
No.
1969 Terrajet.
Yeah.
So amphibious 4-wheel drive vehicle.
All-wheel drive, technically, but yeah.
Well, all 4-wheel drive on it.
Yeah.
It's got a chain, goes from the front to the back. And when I was a little boy, my grandfather bought this, and I was able to sit on the back area. There was 3 seats side by side in it. Had that Kohler snowmobile engine in it, which it rolls over. It's not seized up. We haven't really tried to fire it. Looks like it's just missing a spark plug wire. There's a coil, so there's a spark plug wire there.
Yeah.
So that might be another video where we get it fired up. We did have this top off, and we sandblasted the tunnel. There's a tiny little microscopic pinholes in it that we have to weld shut. And this bad boy, you could just drive it down the lake, and the paddles on the wheels would very, very slowly move it forward. It made a lot of noise because it was a snowmobile engine.
Yeah.
But that's going to be a project that I would like to get done.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it'll take too long.
No.
Right, and I said that about that Mustang too. That's going to clean in the wreck now.
Yeah, right.
You just clear up a lot of stuff in here.
Yeah.
I just got to sweep everything and get the rest of the tools put away.
Yeah. Burn the boxes.
Yeah. That's going to be it for this week, folks.
Yeah. Sorry it wasn't that great of a video, but.
Well, it's progress.
Yeah.
For all you people who are on the edge of the seat wondering where we were with it. That's where we're at.
Yep.
Closer.
Yeah, we're definitely getting closer.
There was a time when none of that was in there and you couldn't turn a key if you wanted to. Well, you could, but it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it's starting to look right. I mean, it looks like it's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Just gotta work out the bugs.
Yep.
Might have to put a return fuel system on it. This just isn't working. Which will suck because we have gas in it now. But,
Yeah.
but this Holly fuel pump's supposed to be for returnless, and I don't think that's what it is.
No, can't be.
It's something. We'll pull the plugs out again and check, see if it's still running rich. I don't smell it as bad as it was.
No. How about I try it and I set it on a camera stand just so you can get it out and just see if anybody watching has input of what you think it is.
Yeah, maybe one of you gurus can figure it out for us. That'd be great. And there she goes. She fires and shuts down. Could be that computer's not savvy with the wiring harness that we got from Painless. Got one in the 5-speed, but this is an automatic. I don't know if that would fry that computer or not. The next option is buying a automatic A9. I think it's
L.
might be for. I'll look it up, but there's an L and a P, and I think
Yeah.
P might be automatic, but one of the two.
One of them's in this, but I cannot see it right now. I think we've got, what is this one? This one is,
It's a pre A9. It's a.
yeah, that's out of the 88, I believe. That did not have mass air.
And folks, you gotta understand, we went from a speed density engine
Yeah.
in a car that didn't have any of that to begin with, and we're changing over to mass air at the same time. So and we used a Painless wiring kit instead of using a Fox body kit, because it's supposed to be a Fox body or a 5.0 EFI motor kit. So there's going to be some quirks until we work them out. And once we do, though, it fires right up. It doesn't clack and knock and rattle. So there's something happening in the fuel air delivery department. I know that's what it is. For some reason, the computer's not telling it to give it more or less fuel. Especially you touch that throttle positioning sensor, instantly dies. So there's something going on. We'll figure it out. If we have to, like I say, change the computer to a A9P or A9L, whichever one it is, and try that. Because this harness is made for an A9P or A9L. And what we have is a CW1, CW3.
Sure.
I think it's a CW3, which is supposed to be the twin brother to the A9P. But maybe there's a wire that we got to jumper, and you Fox body people might know exactly which wire that is. So we will let you go for tonight.
Yep. Again, it was kind of a lame, no.
Not as lame as that last video you put up.
Yeah, that's a good one. It didn't really have, like, what do you call it, a storyline, I guess? I don't know.
There it is. Storyline's getting that car on.
Yeah. Gotta shut the lights off because Dad won't put a switch over by the other switches.
Why waste money on extra wire going all over there?
I don't know. Anyway, that's gonna do it for this week. Hopefully another video out next Wednesday. And we will see you then.